So with the announcement of Pokemon's two newest Megas, it asked the question, how will they play? Spoilers if you don't want to know who they are, but Mega Dragonite and Mega Victreebel have both been announced now, and I want to theorise and speculate about how they could fit into a competitive scene. This video is brought to you by the members of the Crustacean Association, Aidan Tawney and Finnegan Cleary. Thank you so much for your support. I'm a few weeks late now with Dragonite, so let's start with him first. Dragonite has always been one of my favourite Pokemon. I'd probably put it somewhere in the top 3 of my all-time favourite Pokemon. It's just such a great Pokemon. I love the design of it, and I even love the design of Mega Dragonite. A lot of people said that it looks stupid or goofy, but that's what I think Dragonite should look like. Dragonite was never really cool in my eyes. It was always a bit of a goofball. That's what made it so unique from other dragons. In-game, I feel as though Dragonite has always kind of been a counterpart to Salamence. They're both Dragon Flying types, they're both pseudo-legends, but they kind of do different things. Salamence has always been the much more offensively focused one, with much lower defenses and higher speed and higher special attack, whereas Dragonite has been the all-rounder. Dragonite can do a lot of things, whereas Salamence is much more of a all-out attack Pokemon. This comparison is now going to go even further now that they both have Mega Evolutions. Mega Salamence is one of the strongest Pokemon ever. It is such a powerful Pokemon that it's going to take a lot for Mega Dragonite to match it. Salamence's Mega Evolution actually gives it a lot of defense, which I didn't think about. 50 new base stat total points, all in defense, is a massive boost. It also gains considerably in speed, which is one of the areas that it most focused in originally, but probably now has been power crept. Of course, it did also get a lot of attacking buffs as well, but not as many as I would have thought of before looking at them in this video. What makes Mega Salamence such a great Pokemon is its ability, Aerialate. I've said it in a few videos before, but non-bird flying types really struggle for strong physical moves. So having an ability that can turn powerful normal moves into powerful flying type stab moves is amazing. The reason why Mega Salamence was so good is because it could fire off things like powerful double edges and even powerful quick attacks. This was only made better by the fact that Salamence has two really good abilities. Even if you're just getting the one Intimidate off before you Mega Evolve, it can really cripple a Pokemon and cause you to gain a lot of momentum because they'll have to switch out. Alternatively, you can go with Moxie, where if you can get an easy knockout with normal Salamence, then you have an absolute monster on your team with a Mega Salamence with an attack boost. The synergy between Salamence's regular abilities and its Mega form are absolutely amazing, and I think Dragonite could have something like that. It doesn't have two amazing abilities like Salamence does, unless you're playing something like Doubles where Inner Focus could be decent, but Multiscale is great as an ability and would really allow it to just take a hit before it Mega Evolves. For how it will look after it Mega Evolves, I think that it will retain the same typing as it has originally. I've heard a lot of people suggest that it's going to gain a Fairy typing, but I don't think so, and I think there might have been something from Nintendo actually that said it was going to stay the same typing. I've also heard a lot of people mention that it might have the ability Aerialate. Dragonite is one of the most famous extreme speed users, but I just don't see it getting the same ability as Mega Salamence. They should be different Pokemon. I would personally love it if Mega Dragonite retained the fact that it's an all-rounder Pokemon, and it became something of a bulky mixed attacker. I don't think it will be as good as Mega Salamence in this scenario. I feel as though the design really leans towards it being a very good all-rounder in my opinion. I'd like to see it gain 10 in both its attack and defense, 35 in special attack, 25 in special defense, and 20 in speed. This way it becomes much more of a mixed attacker, something which works because it gains a lot of special moves. It has one of those Generation 1 movesets where it just gains every single move. As for an ability, I'd love for it to have something that works with the idea of wind moves. Dragonite has these huge wings now, so I think it should really be a controller of the wind. Dragonite learns a lot of wind-based moves like Heat Wave, Blizzard, or Hurricane, which are all really high power. So if you gave it an ability which affected these and made them more powerful, I think it would be a really fun way to do it. It still has that option to run a Dragon Dance set, now that it's a little bit faster and a little bit stronger, but it also has that threat of being a really strong special attacker. For a name of the ability, I'm not 100% sure, Gale Force sounds a little bit too much like Gale Wings, and Wind Power is already taken, so if you could think of something, that would be really helpful and you can put it in the comments. Overall, this Dragonite would be much more of a mixed attacker, and I think a lot of its threat would come from you not knowing which side it's going to attack you on. It could be a wind-based special attacker, or it could just be regular Dragonite, but better. Victreebel as a Pokemon is not very good. Its stats always feel a little bit off to me. I get that it's meant to be the more offensive counterpart to Vileplume, but it doesn't look as though it should be a very offensively minded Pokemon. Mega Victreebel especially does not look like this. It looks as though it's slow, and it looks as though it's very, very bulky. I actually think that it should lose speed in this interaction and gain a lot more bulk. It's a shame that Mega Evolutions don't impact HP, because I feel as though it's a Pokemon as well that should have much more HP than it currently does. I would make Mega Victreebel a very strong, bulky attacker and pseudo-bulky wall. It is a grass and poison type after all, so it learns a lot of really good supportive moves. I'm going to take 20 speed away to give it just 50 speed, before giving it 50 new special defense, 30 new special attack and defense, and then the rest all in attack. Mega Victreebel to me looks a lot like a very strong but a very slow special attacker, and this stat spread leans into this. Its abilities are going to change as well, with it no longer having Chlorophyll, just because I don't think that's the type of ability that it needs or anything that fits with it. Gluttony would fit with it, but because it has to have a Mega Stone, I don't think it will be holding a berry anytime soon. The official description of Mega Victreebel does say the word intimidating, but I don't think it's going to get intimidate just because I don't think it's going to fit with the Pokemon. What does stand out though is that it mentions that its acid can melt through steel, which to me suggests that it's going to have the ability Corrosion. I can't explain it, I hate the ability Corrosion, but I almost love it, because Corrosion feels as though it should give poison types super effective damage against steel types, but instead they just limited it to just the status condition. Game Freak, I am begging you to please make this change, because it would make Victreebel such a unique Pokemon. It would actually have really good poison stab, being able to hit fairies and steel for super effective, and I definitely wouldn't want to take a Sludge Wave from this Pokemon. That's my dream scenario with this Pokemon, that it gets this reworked Corrosion and just becomes a really strong poison move attacker. Those are my thoughts on what we're going to get with the two new Mega Evolutions. If you enjoyed the video, please like or subscribe. I kind of just threw this video together, so it's probably not my best, but if you enjoyed it anyway, that would be great. Thank you very much.